For everything, there's a season, a time for every purpose on earth, a time to plant and a time to uproot. There was a time when I thought the only way to build a meaningful life was to keep pushing, to achieve more, to always be planting new seeds. For years, that's exactly what I did. Worked hard to build the life I once dreamed of, but something felt off. I recently uprooted my life in the fast-paced city for the quiet rhythm here in the French Alps. And while I knew I was making more than just a change in scenery, what I'm discovering here is reshaping everything. How I see the world, success, and what it truly means to design a life that I love. But before I share what life in this hidden gem is like, I need to tell you the story of how I got here first. For years, I was in a season of building, pouring everything into my career. My husband and I had opened 4 restaurants in California while I ran a content marketing agency. On paper, it was everything we had worked for: success, growth, and a life in a place we both love. But here's what no one tells you. When you're constantly chasing the next goal, it's easy to lose sight of how you're shaping your life. The pace became relentless, and before I knew it, I was stuck in a cycle where slowing down just felt impossible. I wore my sleepless nights like proof of my dedication, had barely any time for life's little joys or self-care, and ignored my burnout. Now looking back, I could see how out of balance I was. Something had to change. We had always envisioned moving back to Europe later in life, but after years of thinking it over, we finally decided the time is now. So we packed up our lives and made it happen. When we arrived in the French Alps, everything was blanketed in snow, setting the tone for a fresh start. Winter is a season of rest and renewal. Beneath the frozen surface, nature is preparing for new growth. Here, every new year begins this way, and so did ours. Life here moves at a completely different pace.
Hi Martine, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
And that's exactly why we chose this village. It's a place that's always held meaning for us. My husband spent countless childhood getaways here, and it's where he first brought me when we were falling in love. Now, years later, it's where we call home. The rhythm here is slower, more peaceful, and little by little, I feel it changing me and my habits. Our mornings start with simple rituals, like walking London through the village, taking in the nature around us, and stopping by the bakery for fresh bread. Through these simple daily routines, I've learned to be more present, savoring the moments instead of going through the motions.
Oh, that looks delicious.
Back in the city, everything was instant. Groceries, meals, whatever I needed could be delivered to my door in minutes. It made life easier, but I was also consuming almost mindlessly, and I felt disconnected from my community. Here, there are no delivery apps, and most restaurants avoid takeout to reduce waste. At first, this all felt inconvenient. Now, I see it differently. Grocery runs have become more than just errands. A stop at the local cheesemaker, a chat with our butcher. These small everyday moments tether me to this place and the people in it. It takes more effort, but because of that, I appreciate everything more. This place is changing how I move through the world. I'm more intentional with what I consume,
What is that?
Cheese fondue made out of chocolate.
how I spend my time, money, and the impact that I'm having on the environment and my community. I also love that this little ski town is rooted in family heritage. Generations of families, including my husband's, passed down the tradition of coming here. Now I get to share in that experience with them and partake in something that's become one of my favorite customs, the raclette cheese dinner, where the entire family just gathers around a melting wheel of cheese, sharing plates, stories, and laughing together. I've come to love this unhurried, more analog way of life. Slowing down doesn't mean I've stopped challenging myself, though. If anything, it's given me the space to grow in new and exciting ways. Since moving here, I felt inspired to start this YouTube channel, creating travel videos about the hidden gems I'm discovering here in France, and sharing them with you. Through this process of creating this channel, I've picked up new valuable skills, like learning videography, which is new for me and sometimes feels really intimidating.
I am a little bit scared right now.
But I'm becoming a better storyteller because of it. A few years ago, Voucher discovered an old stone house on several acres of untouched land here in the countryside and envisioned its potential. I've also flown my first drone this year and crashed it a couple of times. And in the past, I centered my photography on mainly serving clients. But now I also do it for my own joy and personal development. This creative revival has also led to new adventures. Planning my next video motivates me to explore even more, seeking out places that I want to keep sharing with you. By far my favorite part of this creative journey has been connecting with the people that I meet along the way and experiencing new cultures and cuisines. More than anything, I think this process has made me pay closer attention to the world around me. I haven't explored this part of our village yet, so I'm just gonna discover what's around here. How cute is this little bark bench? It has the perfect view, so I'm gonna stop here and take a break. What a perfect little spot to just take in nature and chat with you guys for a while. There are some things that I've been thinking about. In a world that moves so fast and where success and luxury are often measured by how loud or flashy or impressive our lives appear, this humble little French village is reminding me of what really matters. Over the past year, I've come to see that personal success isn't only about ambition. I think it's also about being in alignment with yourself, listening to your intuition, nurturing your creative talents, and also recognizing that growth first starts with taking care of yourself, something that I needed to get better at. And through the process of creating this channel and traveling, I've come to see luxury differently as well. It's not about having more, but it is about having more time and space and meaningful experiences. Something I've been thinking about too is, like nature, life moves in seasons, and I think it's important to recognize what season of life you're in and pay attention to your inner voice and those subtle nudges pulling you in a new direction. Because finding balance is important. It doesn't have to be as big a move like a different country, but it could start small and adding small moments of stillness and peace into your day and finding ways to incorporate that. We're all different and we all have different needs. Lastly, I just want to thank everyone who's been watching and following my journey. It blows my mind that my little baby channel even has followers and people are sharing positive comments about my travel videos. Videography is still new for me and it's still challenging, but a challenge that I'm really motivated by. Also, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Please share with me down below how you're finding balance in your own life in little and big ways. I'd love to start building a community here where we share our experiences and our learnings. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for listening and watching this far, and I will see you in the next one.